so long the mind is functional, I see you, you see me, I interact, I have all my experiences of life. If this moment the mind is withdrawn, this world disappears. If you want to be in a position, just go to sleep now. And you have a deep sleep. Instantly you go to the deep sleep, the whole world vanishes. That means in the state, causal body state, this is the physical body, waking state, dream state, that time mind is active. Mind is not functional in the deep sleep state. When it moves into the deep sleep state, you see, our whole world experience, dream experience, everything is gone. So the world is where? Where there is mind. Where no mind, no world. And people go to, sages go to samadhi. Samadhi means mind is absorbed in God consciousness. So mind has no another function of its own. Mind going back into the ocean of consciousness. That means the world vanishes. And what remains? It's called on Satchidananda, Brahman remains. So this was the subject, mind as the cause of samsara. Where is this world? Good or bad or happiness or misery? So long the mind plays the vital role of this universe, existence of this universe or non-existence of it. So we read the other day that phenomenal nature of this world is phenomenal, and this phenomenal nature, a portion, and it only exists when the mind is there. As long the man's mind is dominated by any of the three gunas of Prakriti, Sattva, Raja, and Tamas, so long it will be uncontrollable. As the mind functions in the three gunas, mind itself is coming out of the gunas, three gunas. So the mind, a bundle of tendencies. Mind carries also a bundle of tendencies, which comes from previous life to this life to this life. That's why the bundle of experience, that's why what we experienced yesterday, when you come out of the sleep, then we see the same world. Because mind with a bundle came and it was sleeping. When a person being tired, carrying a load of bundle on his head, being tired and he's sleeping over the bundle. And as you wake up, you take the bundle again, move on. So we take our bundle of mind all the time. That's why you are a holy man, you carry your holiness. Some person is bad, it carries their bad bundle of experiences with him or her. So the mind, a bundle of tendencies, is the principle of the 16 categories. It is prone to go to sense objects. And the gunas of the Prakriti move it here and there and also shapes it into various modes of desire and passion. So it is like playing in the three gunas. So mind sometimes becomes sattika. That time your mind will tell, let me go meditate and read and study. Dive deep into the bhajan. So whatever those tendencies come. Rajas, work. Tamas, sloppy, lethargy, all these things will come. Investigating the jiva with various forms as gods, men, animals, it generates all differences, high and low, based on these forms. So the mind has been created. How the mind has been created? Who has created? The mind has been created by Maya.
So in the dream state, there's also tamas, rajas, and sattva, right? There's three different. You can have different kinds of dreams. Some that are tamasic, some that are rajasic, and some that are sattvic.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, dream also becomes sattika, rajasika, tamasika, no? Because sattika mind will dream divine dreams. They will go to, say, temple or church or prayers and holy thing is going on. Someone is say will even dream. People dream that they dream of say Rama, Krishna, or Christ, which is associates. Tamas quality also there, violent killing, butchering going on. So this type of mind also shows sometimes that sometimes arrogance, ego, pride, all these things are manifested in the categories in your mind. So really it is a phenomena. We have to understand that all that's why people get to depression. Mind is repressed, and the person with full vigil and strength, physically strong, has no power. So mind plays an important role in our life. That's why the whole Raja Yoga has been described to manage the mind or control the mind or master the mind. The mind has been created by Maya. It is the entity responsible for keeping the jiva in the transmigratory cycle. The mind in the transmigratory cycle, it has been created to run from one life to another life, another. That's why so long you have mind, you have no rescue. Go to the mindless state, then you are beyond the all these dualities of samsara. So long as there is ignorance, this world of practical life, which is gross and subtle conditions, consisting waking, dream, and sleep states, persist as an object of experience before the embodied being. A person who gets embodied before him, this mind being there, it is showing the three gross, subtle, and conditions, and that creating the waking dream or sleep, nighttime dream, or the experiences of day and night. Therefore, the mind is said to be the cause of Jiva's bondage and of his liberation from the gunas. Mind is called the cause of bondage. When it's cause of bondage, it brings us to the world of creation. And when it is free, pure mind, it takes us away from the duality and places us in absolute truthfulness or divine self. So Jiva's bondage and of his liberation from the gunas as also from his birth and in high and low solution. So this is the play of the mind. So now how many types of mind is there? That's why it is more detailed. The verses are being said. The modes of the mind. Eighth verse we start now. The mind that is attached to the senses, sense objects, causes miseries. And when it is free from such attachments, it leads to liberation. So mind, when it is attached to senses, eyes, ears, nose, smell, tongue, touch, when it is connected with that, you feel all this. If you are absent-minded, that your eyes are open but you don't see. Your ears are there but you don't hear. You don't feel. It is sadhus when they live in the Himalayas, their body does it not get cold? Yes. But if the mind is kept in a different level, you don't feel your body as cold or heat. Body may have it, but unless mind is corrected, you have no experience. It is our common experience, no? Even every day, when your mind is thinking seriously of something else, and someone is going to tell you something, what he said, it does not enter your mind. It does not enter into you, and you don't act or react in that sense. Now, so 8th verse starts, the mind that is attached to the sense objects causes miseries. And when it is free from such attachments, it leads to liberation. Senses will be there. Mind also will be there. But when mind gets attached to of anything of the senses, then that is bondage. If the mind does not get attached, you see, so many things come before our experience, no? We don't remember them much. From morning now, you walked through this campus. Suppose you have seen so many leaves. Do you remember which leaf you have in the tree you passed by? How many flowers you, the garden or in your journey, you are looking, but you do not record it. Your eyes have been taken into it, but your mind was not attached to that. But when you are attached to it something, you remember, you act, you react. So that is the point. Attachment. Mind is not to be blamed, but mind's attachment is to be blamed. Attachment of the mind brings bondage, and the mind's detached outlook is freedom. That's why you call detached outlook. Detached outlook means things will be there. You will be there, but you will not be connected with them. Your attachment is the cause, and that will bring either happiness or misery. So weak means WICK, weak. And the light, the candle we do for arati, weak. The weak light in contact with the ghee gives light and smoke. When it is to be given, we do put into the ghee or oil, and the flame comes up. No? Otherwise, weak light in contact with ghee gives light and smoke. Otherwise, it remains in its pristine condition. So also, the mind caught up amidst sense objects of actions take up from the vrittis or modes. When it is not so modified, it dwells in the truth. Rajayoga. When the mind does not get identified with the waves and ripples of the objects, then you are free. But when that's why it's called yoga, chitta, vritti, nirodha. Yoga means chitta, the mind, vritti is the wave, ripple, one wave, another wave. Nirodha, when it is pacified, that is called yoga.
So, in Buddhism, which they want you to be aware of everything and see everything, but I think they're non-attached to it. So, what is the difference between seeing something and being consciously aware of it, but not being attached?
Attachment, see, I have seen something, but I don't go back to that thought again and again. Just you ate something, so many things you ate, you may not remember. But attachment means which give a special taste and your tongue tells to the mind says it is good, and he craves for that again and again and again. Are there so many items we are eating, but maybe you are not attached. And because not attached means it does not bind you. When I'm attached to ice cream, then I love to have ice cream and I'll be happy with the ice cream. If I love fried things and if it's fried food is given, I will be happy. That's my attachment to the fried food. But if it is not, whatever comes, whatever goes, it is for health. We ate, finished. There is no bondage. That's why this is the difference between a person who has conquered his tongue. He does not care about what food. They mix everything. Our Swami Shahananda Maharaj used to eat, no? If whatever you give in a bowl, it will come and mix up and eat. Many devotees used to feed Swami. So they will bring so many items, but he will all put together and eat. Then the ladies will say, Swami, we have taken so much trouble to prepare each item, which has a different taste. You are some mixing up, how do you know? That means he is practicing not to be attached to any particular taste. Whatever is Don't get attached to that.
So once this happened, that what Swami Turiyananda, somebody gave mango sherbet like that. Then he liked it was summertime and it was very well prepared. So he first took it, and then after taking one uh, mouthful of like that mango juice, he appreciated. It's very nice. And then he said that attendant, you have it. Then he said, Maharaj, would like you to take one more time. He said that no, I don't want to take, because the moment he realized he liked it, he gave the whole glass back to the attendant.
And a second time, anything passing by, you can see anything, you eat anything. When the craving comes second time, then you are getting attached. Third time, little more. And that is the way attachment grows. I like it, I don't like it. So, and that happens in the mind only. Tongue goes and it sends its sensation to the brain. That part is okay. But who determines good and bad? Mind is the background. It catches it and it says, wow, or not. So now it says when, so mind caught up amidst of the sense objects. I am seeing you, I am looking at the Buddha's picture or Christ picture. So these are creating one wave in my mind. As soon as I am seeing, one image is in my mind is created. It is rectangular, it has a glass cover, or this is chandelier. So whatever we are doing, it is creating a ripple in my mind of the shape what we see. And then that's why you recognize, oh, it is different from this, it is different from that. This seeing has no problem. But when I like this, then comes the attachment and then comes the all associated defects. When it is not modified, it dwells in truth. When it does not dwell on the name and form and likes and dislikes, then it is calm. Is everything happiness or comes, that's okay. The holy man, happiness comes, it's okay. Suffering comes, it's okay. And joy comes, okay. Food comes, okay. No, nothing comes, okay. Because their mind is not agitated by this all the experiences which the senses bring to the mind. And mind has no attachment to this. Whatever happens, that's okay, fine. Well, who are the people, happiest people? Who can say, I don't want anything. Whatever, that's everything is okay. Everything is. No, specifically, I like this and do this. Wherever you are attached to that. And then that's why we say, when you don't get it, you get upset. A very simple formula. This is principle of Raja Yoga. Swami Vivekananda's Raja Yoga. There is Patanjali philosophy, and that's the fundamental. First verse of the Patanjali, Yogaha Athato Atho Yoga
Advaita Yoga Jigyasa.
Athato Athato I believe I have not noticed it. But second verse says
Yoga Chitta.
Yogaha, what is called Yogaha? It is Chitta Vritti Nirodha. When the Vritti is rippled, your mind is not rippled. That is the world. When these ripples subside and it becomes calm ocean, tada, then third verse, Drashtuhu Swarupa Avasthana, in your own divine self, you remain in your own self when there is no ripple.
Oh, Atho Yoga Nu Shastra.
Sure. So, Athato,
Atho Yoga.
ঠিক আছে, ওটা হয়ে গেছে. So, and chitta vritti iteration. And another time, this mind lake becomes rippled. One after another, and each one is an experience. So it is like throwing a stone into the lake, calm ocean, calm surface. It gets rippled. No, you see, and stone throwing, a circle starts. Some wave comes and it recedes like that, and a circle, circle, circle. That means the world of creation, diverse thoughts and ideas are coming. So our whole spiritual life is to deal the mind and put the mind into calmness so that it does not get rippled. And even if it gets don't attached, it has happened, gone, God. It has come, it has gone. Well, finished. The modes, means the vrittis of the mind, are said to be 11. These five being the five in the form of action, five in the form of knowledge, and one in the form of I sense. These waves may be in the form of identification with the 11 objects, no? Five sense organs, five organs of perception, and organs of action. See, 5, 5, 10. And mind means here ego, I. The five organs of action becomes the basis of active modes, and the five organs of knowledge of the five knowledge modes, and the body of I sense. So the 11 modes for the functioning of the mind are then five organs of knowledge like smell, sight, touch, taste, and sound, and the five organs of action like excretion, sex enjoyment, walking, speaking, and handling. The sense of mind is the 11th mode. Five senses of action and five organs of knowledge. When identified with I, then it becomes the 11th mode. And the Psalms speak of this sense of I with reference to the body and base in which the jiva dwells as the 12th mode. By the influence of the factors like nature, purification, unseen forces, and time, these 11 modes of the mind may take 100. So this mind can take thousands and millions of forms. Mind influence factor of this of influence factors like nature, purification, unseen forces, and time. These 11 modes of the mind may be taken as hundreds and thousands of crores of shapes. They cannot, however, do so either by themselves or by mutual influence. It is born of the limitless power of the Lord, which they call the Kshetraga. How the mind then becomes active? What force is behind that? It is the Kshetraga, the knower of the everything. That means the conscious entity behind. Gita says Kshetraga and Kshetra. Kshetra means the body. One who knows this body inside us. I know, no, my body. That person is called the Kshetraga. Knowing of the Kshetra, knowing of the field. This is the field. You know this my body. So this who knows that is called another name. We know Brahman, Atman, this, that. Now you know another name. It's called the Kshetra Ga. Ga means the knower. Kshetra means the field, knower of the field. So it is born of the limitless power of the Lord, the Kshetraga, the Lord as the knower of the field. Now what is Kshetraga? They are now elaborating the idea. Kshetraga means what? Those movements of the mind, 12th verse, those movements of the mind caused by the power of Maya, which results in action that do not in any way contribute to the purification of the mind, appears always in the state of waking and dream and disappear completely in sleep. So these movements of the mind, whatever is happening, it is caused by how it is happening. How the witness consciousness or the knower get identified with the knowing? It is by Maya. That is the common language, Maya. I am Brahman. How am I attached to the body? It's Maya. So the power is Maya. And this, as a result, which results in action. When Maya gets into it in between, then the in actions they do not in any way contribute to the purification of the mind, appears always in the state of waking and dream and disappear completely. So this Maya, it plays in such a way that as if it is contributing to the purification of the mind, it appears and comes and goes. When it is purified, then Maya runs away. Maya works so long, these sense organs are functioning in different ways. That means, so long ignorance is there, this world is there, the experience is there, the experiencing objects of the eyes, ears, they are there, and the objects, corresponding objects are there. But when one becomes perfectly calm, then Maya vanishes. Kshetragya, who is inside, is always the pure and unaffected spirit, merely witnesses these movements of the mind. Yeah? Who is called, in us, who is called the drashta, witness consciousness. So that Kshetragya, who is all the time pure, it does not get polluted, but is unaffected by any changes. What it does, what is the function of the Kshetragya? It only witnesses these movements of the mind. Whatever is happening is an observer of the thing. And he is supplying that awareness, the power, to make it move. Like the oven example. You put some tan on the oven, Kshetragya does not do anything. The heat, it is only there. Heat is there, that's all. But all the jumping and all these things are going on inside the pot. And that is the movement of the mind. And the sense objects. You have put some rice, potato, etc., etc. They are all becoming jumping and cooking and this and that. But the flame below, it is there. It does not get attached to anything or detached to anything. It is there, it will be there. So that is called the Kshetragya, the knower of the Kshetra, the body, and all its functions. The Kshetragya is the all-pervading spirit, the indweller of all. It is the cause of all causes, the self-conscious effulgence, the birthless, the God of all divinities, the director of all jivas, the possessor of the sixfold excellences, and the support of all jivas. He dwells as controller, C capital, in all jivas by his Maya. So whose Maya? Then it is the Maya, the power, Shakti of that flame, fire. The power of the flame is making everything possible, jumping this, that, but it remains separate. Fire does not get involved. You see, after some time you take out the pot, fire does not get involved. So long it getting connected by the power of Maya, all this functionality going on in the mind. But when it is only without mind, it can stay. Thing is that you can put the material in the oven or without oven, fire remaining there all the time. And fire does not care. You are making cooking a vegetarian diet, non-vegetarian diet, a sweet product or a sour product. It has no reaction. I like this, I dislike. No. It is there, and it is the witness, and it gives support to all this creation jumping in your mind. So Kshetraga is the witness who is there, is the cause of all cause. All the objects of the universe we see, it is the cause of them. It is the self-conscious. It does not depend on any other thing. It is there. It is called the Purusha. In Sankhya philosophy, we call Purusha, the consciousness. And Prakriti, the elemental things. The birthless, is all the time there. That's why birthless. It is God of all divinities, all divine thing. It is the power of that. It is the director of all the jivas. He controls the whole jivas. The possessor of the sixfold excellence and the support of all jivas. He dwells as controller in all jivas by his maya. Now, just as the vital energy permeates everything, moving and unmoving, and controls them from within, in the same way, the Supreme Lord Vasudeva, who is the Kshetraga, permeates and controls all beings. Now, just as the vital energy, our vital energy is what? That what food you take, calorie, etc. What does it do? Permeates everything of your body and allows every movement of your body. And when it is moving or unmoving, it is behind that. It percolates into everything. Heat percolates into every drop of water in the oven, in the kettle, or the fruits you put, or you cook anything, potato, rice, whatever you will, it permeates into it and controls them from within. That means it is hot. You touch it, you feel the heat. The heat is where? It's within. It's percolated inside. In the same way, that Supreme Lord God, who is called Vasudeva Narayana, he is called the Kshetraga, the knower of the truth, be standing behind, as it were, as energy and power, permeates and controls all beings. That's everything, you, me, everything is controlled by that power of the Kshetraga. The jiva is bound to move about in this transmigratory existence so long as he does not realize himself to be the Atman through enlightenment. Individual soul will have to move on and on and on unless the identification shifts. I am the conscious entity. I am the witness consciousness. I am the technical term Kshetra Gung. I am the knower of the Kshetra. This is the Kshetra. Who knows it? I. That I is the knower. But that I behind me, behind you, everywhere, that same I, same energy flows in everyone and makes everyone jara, matter, as moving, sentient. Insentient becomes sentient. How it happened? It is due to this transmit, and the jiva is bound to move about in this transmigratory existence so long he does not realize himself until we understand that I am the Atman through our enlightenment, not these objects. As now I know I am the body. If anything happening to the body, I am the body. I am weak. The prana. You are identifying with your prana. You are saying, I am so sorry. I am so depressed. You are identifying with your mind. I know so much. You're identifying with the intellect. And then it's arrogant of me. I know. Do you know who am I? It is that. You are identifying with your ego. But when you don't identify on this line, then you are liberated, standing behind. For this reason, for this he has, O king, first of all, to be non-attached to the discharge of all his duties and as offering to the Lord. then how can I get out of this trap? So you do your duties first. And discharge all the duties, as the duties are not duties, but it is offering to God. That means every duty you do, every karma you do, don't think you are doing the work, but you think that you are offering it to the Lord. And to control his 6 enemies constituted of the 6 infirmities. That means 6 enemies. What are the enemies in spiritual life? Lust, anger, greed, intense longing, pride, and jealousy. These are the 6 enemies in spiritual journey. So then what you do? First of all, to be non-attached to the discharge of all the duties and offering to the Lord, and control 6 enemies. We know how our life is controlled by lust, greed, and long intent. I want it, I have to have. When people say, I want to have, with all obstacles they try to fight and do. Pride, to become, I am such and such, this pride. Jealousy, oh, he's so high. How can we? I am also not less than that. So these are the weak points of which makes us live in the world. Who have a control over this he is identified with the divine. The mind which functions as the limiting adjunct of the spirit is the veritable field, yielding a bumper harvest of the yields of transmigratory life. Until one understands this, one will be involved in the transmigratory cycles. The mind generates sorrows, suffering, infatuation, disease, attachment, desires, enmity, and the senses of possession regarding the objects. So, therefore, the mind which functions as upadhi, limiting adjuncts of the spirit, is the veritable field which yields a bumper harvest of the ills, all ills of transmigrated life. Our life moves from one life to another because of this identification. One will be involved in the transmigrated until you control them. Then you will have to come to be born again and again and again and again. This mind is like a strong enemy, grown very powerful because of negligence. Huh? It may ultimately be a mere appearance, but it has nonetheless hidden the Atman from view. Therefore, kill him with the arrow of service to the feet of Srihari, the teacher who gives enlightenment. Be extremely vigilant in this matter. So the last advice is that it is that this mind is like a strong enemy grown very powerful because of this negligence. You have not noticed your mind, your greed, your lust, your jealousy, all these things you have never taken care of. When he has become strong now, so what to do? It may ultimately be a mere appearance, but the strong mind which is associated in the world will ultimately disappear. When you have to kill him. It has the power to hide Atman. Therefore, you have to kill that mind with the arrow of service. What is the arrow? Do service. And service to whom? To the feet of Srihari. We say everything you do, do for Thakur, for Sri Ramakrishna, we are doing. If you do that, this powerful mind, which has dictated that I am doing, I am proud, I like it, I have done this, all these negativities of the mind will drop. When you say it is done for you, oh my Lord, oh, it is done, you, whatever, then those will not don't get attached to me. Even someone praises or someone says no to that, It matters little. It's whatever I have worked, I have given it to you, my Lord. So that is the way the strong mind, which is infatuated in this world and identifying with these objects of the world, will lose its strength and it will be purified. And by extremely vigilant, we should be extremely vigilant. Our spiritual life means extremely vigilant of the functioning of the mind, whether the mind is thinking and offering every action to the feet of the Lord or it is taking as own credit. So this is the end of the chapter 11. Now, story of Bharata again continues instruction to this Rahuguna, the king. All this advice is given by the Bharata, who was carrying the palanquin. Remember that story. And when the king Rahuguna understood that he is a realized soul, he is asking question, and this instruction is continuing. So the Rahuguna, then listening all this, the king listening to the advice that mind is the controller, mind is all powerful, and through the mind purification, you can detach from everything and you can attach to God, pure selfless service, doing everything and offering to Bhagavan Krishna. Then mind will be purified, and that purification of the mind will give the stop the rebirth of coming and going will stop. Now in this 12th chapter, then the king now listen so far about the mind, and now he is again now questioning, or he is first praising and now questioning. He said, Rahuguna, the king, is now himself listening this discourse from Bharata, saying, Rahuguna said, what he said? O Supreme Yogi, salutation to you who have taken a body for the good of mankind. I salutation to you who has devalued the body as worthless because of your being steeped in your inherent bliss. So, salutation to you, Bharata. Oh, Bharat, you have devalued the body as worthless. This value we pride so much. What is the value of my life and this? But you don't care about your body. You have devalued the body as worthless. It is useless. Because thy being steeped in this, thy inherent bliss, because your mind is steeped into the cosmic bliss. Because your mind is steeped in bliss, so you don't take care of your body. And body is just non-existence to you. Salutation again to you, one whose constant intuitive knowledge is masked under the form of degraded Brahmana. You are behaving like an ordinary man, ordinary Brahmin, but you are in intuitive knowledge, you have masked that, you have put a veil, as it were, on you. O enlightened one, just as a potent medicine is to a man suffering from high fever, just as cold water is to one burned by the heat of summer, so your words have been rejuvenated, embryo, to me, who have been deprived of true insight by the powerful poison from the bite of the cobra of the body consciousness. I have lost that identity, being identified with the body so much. I was forgotten. But you are like what? It's a medicine to a suffering person. A suffering person, high fever or headache or something, one medicine. how it is relieving. You are that way, oh Bharata, you are to me that soulless, just like a person burnt in the heat of summer, he gets feels about the cold water, no? To take a bath. How is that? You are to my life, scorching life, you are like the soft, soothing water. Like so, your words have been rejuvenated, embrace you to me. What you said, what you told me, all this message, how to mind's control, who is Kshetragya, what is the body, body identification. So your words have been rejuvenating ambrosio to me, who have been deprived of true insight by the powerful poison from the bite of cobra, cobra of body consciousness. You see, we are so happy to remember our body and we praise our body, but a spiritual person will say it is like a cobra. The cobra, a bite of the cobra, poison is a powerful poison. This body identity, praising your own body, praising your own beauty. No, it's like a cobra. Cobra because it poison and it makes me identified with the body and not separate from the body. On the doubts I have in respect of these matters, I shall question you afterwards. But now be pleased to expound to me your words of spiritual import in a manner that is easily understandable to me. O great Yogin Bharata, you have stated that they actually felt, and therefore the unerased fatigue and its cause, namely bearing of the palanquin, are all only provisionally spoken about, and have no place in determining the nature of truth. This is a statement which caused confusion in my mind. So the king here is putting a question that, oh great yogi Bharata, you have stated what you have stated, that they actually felt, and therefore the unerased fatigue and its causes, namely bearing the palanquin, are all only provisionally spoken about and have no place in determining the nature of truth. So these are all in the world. How you mean? What do you mean by this statement? That all this bearing of the palanquin and all the unerased fatigue what you carried, they are only provincially spoken about and have no place in determining the nature of truth. They cannot allow us to know the truth. This is a statement which causes confusion in my mind. I also don't understand the question itself. Question itself is not understand. Now, with this question's reply, Bharata is responding to that question from the fifth verse. So we end our reading here on the verse number 4. We'll start from the verse number 5, 12 chapter, 5 verse. 5.12.5. 5.12.5, we'll start there. What question? Where is the question? One?
Yeah, from Nishant.
Oh, Nishan is listening. Answer.
Well, he was, I don't know if he still is.
Oh, he's
Came
always.
early.
7:30 class. Purnananda.
If someone were to simply take a mantra and chant it a million times with sincerity and faith, would it awaken on its own? Can mantra, Chaitanya, Shakti comes from simply repeating? Yes, if we repeat so much, then mind gets absorbed. As we repeat the mantra, superficially, and that's like a mechanical repetition. But it is not lost. Every mantra has a power. It takes away little dust and dirt of the mind. Therefore, if one does 1 million, it will have some effect. And then gradually mind will be absorbed. By japa, you can get absorption. Simply japa, doing thousands and thousands, you see that your mind gets absorbed into it. So absorption comes from the repetition of the mantra japa. And if sincerely one does, it will have its effect. But afterwards, you will not only do japa, you will be absorbed in the form of God. In a way, you are thinking of Krishna, Krishna. So you will be finding that Krishna is becoming more real. If you forget all other, 1 million japa means what? You cannot think of that. 10,000 japa you do, what happens you will find. If you don't get out of your seat and decide, I will do 10,000 japa. Today is my holiday, I will only do japa and see what happens. Naturally, the mind will be purified and it will get absorbed and absorbed. First, it may be we don't find the pleasure of doing japa, but a regular practice of japa can bring joy in performing japa. And my mantra chaitanya or the mantra shakti, the power of the mantra will certainly be awakened by repeating this mantra. That's the Holy Mother says, and we all believe that. And I have not seen, I have heard that some Vaishnava, real, genuine lovers of Krishna, Vaishnava sadhus, they repeat the mantra and you feel their joy comes spontaneously. Their horripilation comes all over the body. So it is true. Japa is very powerful too. Okay, most important that another 7:30, our Swami Prapannananda, who has come from Sacramento, he is the head of the Sacramento Center, will be speaking this evening instead of my class. We are very grateful that he is here to give that class at 7:30. Please join us at 7:30 today. Listen to Swami Prapannananda, the head of the Sacramento Center. Thank you all. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. Today,
How much did you do?